Hey guys, welcome to the episode 2 of Straight Out of the Mist podcast. We hope that you all caught episode 1, and as you can see, the agenda has changed just this way. So, one of the first things we're going to talk about today, and we hope that you guys are excited about as well, is the Ranger Elite Specialization, the Druid, which is, we're going to get a blogcast tomorrow. And we're also going to get a live demonstration from Ruby and Arenio from TwitchCon, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm going to go ahead and bring up on the screen here some of these pictures so that we can speculate about it. So the top left here, we've got just the regular teaser that ArenaNet has posted. You can see some of the detailing on the staff where the animals are carved into it, and I really like that. And then in the bottom left, this is what's supposed to be the Elite Spec trait line. And then up on the top, this is something that was data mined from that shaman a while ago, which is basically a picture of a bear, a wolf, and a hawk in a jungle scene. And I'll go ahead and start with that because it's one of my favorite things. And you guys feel free to chime in as we go. I like that picture because it makes me feel like druids are going to get aspects. Like you'll have like aspect of the bear, aspect of the wolf, aspect of they may call it raven or hawk. And then I feel that paired with that, they may get glyphs. And the glyphs are going to do something depending on which aspect you're in. And then for the staff section, it seems like it's really nature magic. We only got to really see a preview of one of the skills where the ranger like threw his arm out and the vines kind of went straight forward in a line. I'm assuming it's a like dot, probably bleed and an immobilize. But it looks like a lot of the nature magic stuff is going to be really cool. There's also been some speculation on the Reddit about a couple of different things. One of those being the spirits that we have currently can't move, where they used to be able to move with us. So maybe we're going to get spirits or something that's not called a spirit that will actually move around with us. Any thoughts on the Ranger spec, guys?
Ranger's actually one of the classes I haven't played. I've played, but it's my least played class, so sadly I don't have much input on that.
Yeah, there isn't much I can really say about it. I mean, the staff sounds kind of cool. I wonder if it's going to wind up being a mid-range, long-ranged weapon, or if they'll somehow incorporate melee in with mid-range, since it's staff. It's kind of awkward.
You think it's possible that they'll get an F5 that'll say, let's say for example you're using a bear, and it's like transforms your bear into something more powerful, like a dire bear. Like we used to have pets that leveled in Guild Wars 1, like it grows in size or changes in form or something.
That's true. It could do that. Hopefully they're not going to add any more AI kind of stuff like that, because the pets were already kind of buggy for the biggest majority of the game life. Hopefully, maybe I think the aspects would be a better choice if that's an option for them.
It seems like a lot of people want to have the pets removed, and since there's so many skills that rely on that, like there's like 27 traits, 6 weapon skills, every single heal, 9 of the utilities, one of their elites and one of their down skills all rely on having a pet. So I don't really think that's going to happen. It is, nothing's impossible, but one of the other things that I also like about the whole aspect look with the bear, the wolf, and the hawk in this picture is I'm wondering if rangers are going to be able to shapeshift into one of them. Oh, well, go ahead and give me some of your thoughts on it then.
I just, when I think ranger, I obviously can't help but like immediately jump to the literal term of ranger. So then if we're getting a weapon that's not ranged and we're going full nature and all that stuff with this elite spec, shapeshifting is just probably the first thing where my head would go as far as a new concept for the class. And just like you were just saying, just with what we've seen from the concept art and everything, it hints a little bit at it, so it'd be pretty cool.
I was also wondering for things like, because it's a nature-based specialization, are we going to get like maybe a new combo field off of it? Because one of the combo fields we don't have is combo field Earth, and there's so many things that you could do out of that, like a projectile finisher through it. You could do bleeding. If you leap through it, you get a magnetic aura. If you blast it, you get protection. Whirl finisher, I don't really know what they do with that, but I think that that's something that could be really cool, that it just localizes, only Ranger has.
That's a good idea. I don't know. I mean, yeah, the Earth combo field would be something nice. It'd be nice to have a new combo field. That I'm surprised they didn't think of anything new to add. It could be something we could get.
Yeah, there's very, very sparse information about the Ranger spec, so I'm hoping it's going to be a big crowd pleaser, or the one that they were talking about anyway, especially since they've saved it for last. I'm going to go bring a spec up on camera here, and we'll segue into key farming. So as everybody knows, or you may or may not know, last patch, ArenaNet made it to where you can only get one black line key when you're doing the personal story on a new character. I did look into it a little bit. You can get one key per week, and that resets at the time that your guild missions normally reset, so which is usually Saturday in the US.
I think it's intended to be just the level 10 key, because I saw some posts where people were confused, where they got the key from, I think you get it at level 40 as well, you get a key, and then they went and leveled something to 10 and didn't get the key. I think the intention was you could only get one key per week from the level 10 completion, to basically stop the farming that people were doing with the level 10 characters.
I saw someone post a screenshot of what they got after they had already received their key for the week. They did it again, and it looked like a placeholder item or something. You don't like get anything. I feel like they should have put something in there instead, like maybe a bag of coins, even if it's only got like 30 silver in it, you know. I don't imagine people are going to continue farming for 30 silver over and over, but if you're not getting anything, yeah. If you're leveling more than one character, you get one key, and then you get nothing if you're leveling second character at the same time.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. I figured they'd at least give you something.
Yeah, was it really, like, did they have to take the key away? I mean, I guess the farming was ridiculous. I guess it could mess up the market, but I mean, people have been doing it already for the past 3 years. Is there some reason why it's changed now?
Well, in the patch notes, they also stated that they upped the black lion key drop rate. Obviously, they didn't say how much they did it, but there was a post on Reddit asking, how many keys have you received through in-game drops since the patch, and there were like tons of people that said 0, 0, 0, 0 all the way down.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever gotten one from a drop, only from the personal story and other places that you get it 100%.
Yeah, I never really did the key farming. I know that there must have been a lot of people doing it. If I wanted to open my black line chest, I'd just buy the key because it supports the game for me.
I've dumped more money than I'd like into keys at some point, and like a lot of people do early on in their Guild Wars career, and just like everyone else who's ever done it, didn't quite get my money's worth. So I don't know that it was ever a lucrative farm.
With your level of luck, I'm surprised that we didn't.
Yeah,
that you haven't got like a contact from it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and bring Brosnan on screen here so he can go over his favorite class, the Engineer Elite Specialization, the scrapper that we got last week.
All right, everybody. It's time to talk about the Elite Engineer Specialization. I'm not going to really cover too much because if any hardcore engineer player knows, there's like 500 videos out already explaining what they think. So I'm just going to give a quick rundown of how I feel about it. So most engineers already feel that they had an issue with turret AI and the fact that they didn't live long enough and they get destroyed in one hit. And then we get hit with more AI that's going to get destroyed in probably one hit. But I mean, don't get me wrong, this is speculation. They could buff their health and they could actually be viable. But right now, I didn't care much for any of them. I'd probably wind up sticking with kits, and that's something I really didn't want to do with this Elite Specialization. But On the positive note, the hammer is a I was really impressed with it. I think it could have had a few little tweaks, but overall, I liked it. It could have, I don't know. I mean, it's all right. What do you guys think about it? You saw the video.
There's a go ahead.
Well, in some
Is
of
there
the
anything
videos, go ahead.
like the mesmer illusions, which obviously the correlation can be drawn? They'll die way too quickly. Is my fear with it as well. Just even the strongest, even when I spec in to get my illusions more health, they all take cleave damage, so they just get dropped immediately.
Yeah, in my opinion, overall, I would probably give it about a out of 10 rating. I'd probably give it about a 5 out of 10. I mean, it looks good, but it looks like it was almost completely built for PvP. But we haven't seen raids yet, so I mean that utility they're gonna bring with that may actually be good for raids. So it's one of those things we'll have to see after beta week in event 3 and a little bit of raid testing probably.
I think with the gyros, it's with turrets you could at least try to position them in a way that they're not going to get cleaved down. Someone had to like go out of their way to kill it. With these, if they're going to follow around the target or even you, it makes it a little bit more of an inconvenience to keep them alive. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
If you were the one that was going to make changes, what would you change, Bronson?
Well, the first thing I'd have probably done is made most of those gyros probably invincible because I mean they don't last long. They don't provide a lot of utility. I think they could have done without health. Maybe the one that does protection and blocks attacks where you could have had health. But a lot of people in the forums complained about the actual health of the gyro itself, to where they actually won't even use the bulwark gyro. So, but I would probably make them invincible, have their abilities be a little more useful and stronger, actually make them a threat. Because currently I wouldn't use one, and if I saw another engineer using them in PvP, I would drop an AOE on them. And two, I think I'd change the hammer's rocket jump. I think the first two jumps should be leaps, and the last jump should be a blast. That way, engineer gets a bit of a blast finisher onto their weapon as well. So I mean, it's a hammer. A hammer looks like it should have leaps and blast on it. Overall, I mean, that's all I would really change. I kind of wish the gyros would have had some kind of ranged attacks. They kind of shoot something while they're with you, or better yet, like when you went into that profession or elite specialization, I mean, could have maybe upgraded the turrets to where they're movable gyros. That way, I mean, technically you lose something, but if you're not spec'd into it, you still get turrets back. I just kind of wish they'd have been like a mobile version of turrets. That's what I really hope for, with some utility added to them.
What if, invulnerable seems like it might be a little crazy. What if they gave them a lot of, like a good amount of health, like maybe even a little bit more than turrets because they're actually mobile and they'll be near you?
That would work. I mean, yeah, you could do that too. They don't, to me, they don't do enough to warrant having a health pool. Like if they actually became useful to where they did something powerful, like the spinning gyro that throws AoE healing and stuff around the bolts. If it did a lot of like spinning damage constantly, kind of like the Warrior's whirling blade attack that it does, that's offhand. Now, if it did a lot like that, then yes, it should have a high health pool. But when you watch the video, it was critting for like 100 something health, and that's not very much to me to warrant like it can't move and it could get destroyed. So to me, it just seems like it'd be useless. But yeah, if they did something and had higher health pools, that could be a good fix for them. I don't have an argument with that.
What if they kept the health pools the same and just upped the damage? Would it make it okay?
It depends, because a lot of people complained about their health pools being too low. I still think they need a health pool increase plus a damage increase to be useful. Like, I mean, only one does damage, and the other one's like a lot of people complained about the healing one. So it looks like all of us are still staying with healing turret if you're actually doing group healing and stuff, trying to keep yourself alive. The bulwark, I liked it, but it didn't have enough health, and if it gets blown up by AoE, it's going to be useless as well. It's just more or less the threat of AoE, I think, and I don't think they should be affected by conditions. I think that was the worst mistake they made with turrets is making weak to conditions because you can't poison or bleed out a turret. It doesn't have health. It doesn't have any. I don't know. I just get mad when I think about it. So I don't think they should have. I think they should be immune to conditions. To be honest.
I don't think you get mad. I think you get passionate, but I think that there's a lot that could be done with it. And like you said, we've not had time to test it in the beta weekend event. So once we get to that, we'll come back, see what you think after they've made some changes.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Let's do it.
So the next thing I've got here on the list here is the sale that was recently announced, and I've got some underlined things that I want to put out here. So towards the bottom of the first paragraph, they're like, before we make room for all new goods. So I'm hoping that we're going to get a lot of new Black Lion things because there's a lot of style items and all of the finishers are being removed from the store. And when it comes to the finishers, they specifically wrote, so this is your last chance to purchase them directly using gems. So I'm thinking, are they going to add in a different way to buy finishers, or are you only going to get finishers through the PvP leagues that they're adding? You guys have anything thought-wise on that?
I think it would make sense with the finishers to be able to acquire them a little easier through PvP outside of gems, because that's really where you're using them, and that's one of the biggest flares that you can have in PvP. So it makes a ton of sense to me.
And so it also says many of the style items will be boxed away until next year, so we're not going to see any of those till at least January. And then there will be new and old favorites, which I've got a huge arrow pointing to because there has been an outcry for the bunny ears on Reddit for like months and months and months. I don't really get it. I don't want the bunny ears, but I feel like if it's something that's in the game and we've invited all these new players back, let's bring back this stuff so they have a chance to get it. Put it on there for a week. How do you feel about bunny ears, Bronson?
I don't need bunny ears. I have the snowsuit already, so I don't need any extra accessories.
I'm hoping for some new armors. Even though it's going to be outfits, I think that a lot of the armors they're going to move out into the game because they had made a post where they were not wanting you to buy armor that has 6 specific pieces on it from the gem store. They just want you to be able to buy outfits only from it there, and I like that because normally if I like an outfit, I'm either going to buy it or I'm not. And there'll be one thing that'll make it to where I either want it or I don't. Like, for example, the Mad Scientist outfit. I will not get that because of the helmet. I don't like the helmet. Now, if I could put on a different helmet with it, that would be awesome. I know you can hide the helmet, but it's just not enough for me.
If we could mix and match, maybe select what pieces from outfits we got, that'd be really cool.
Oh yeah, I think they make a lot more money if they did that. Than people buy a lot of outfits to mix match the items.
I think they could put on the outfit screen the 6 gear slot, and you could then just drag the outfit into the slots instead of having to have an individual, chest skin or something like that. You could just drag the outfit into a slot.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Maybe something for the future for them to do after they're not working so hard on Heart of Thorns.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and bring up the next topic here. So, there was a Reddit post a little while back about a legendary axe leak on Twitter. I've got the picture here on the left. There was a lot of controversy about it, so it was removed, supposedly because the poster requested that it be removed due to some negative comments. I looked at it and I thought, it doesn't look legendary enough for me, and it feels a lot like it already looks like Twilight or Sunrise, It's just got that effect on it already. And then I remembered back to Guild Wars 1 where we had a Celestial Axe, which I haven't got pictured there as well. they look very similar. So my hopes are we're getting celestial weapons in the Black Lion tickets. I don't. It matches the Zodiac armor. I've included the picture of the Zodiac axe here. Those you can just tell that it can't be like the Zodiac axe because we already have one.
Yeah, I really like the look of the celestial stuff, especially if that leak is the Guild Wars 2 equivalent. How they're gonna skin it, that would be like a lot of the Black Lion skins. I'm not a huge fan of, but I have a few tickets sitting around in my bank. I'd definitely invest if that's what it ends up being. But yeah, I don't think it looks legendary enough.
Yeah, in my opinion, I wish they didn't put all those unique weapon skins in the trading company related stuff, because I think it'd be a lot nicer to have something to farm toward in the game besides just getting your legendary weapon and your ascended armor. I think the chaos stuff, I think they should have made some crazy hard dungeon like they did back in Guild Wars 1 to where we could have got that set. That would have been neat.
Yeah, that may be the tormented set kept some of it out there. I can see, we didn't understand why they were putting it in there, or why they weren't making extra content other than a living story until they told us about the expansion. But post expansion, we're going to be expecting a lot. We're going to be expecting more content to keep up with the game because they're no longer working towards this big, huge, hidden expansion that we didn't know about. Well, that pretty much concludes the agenda today. You guys have any last words you want to talk about?
Nope, I'm pretty much good.
Well, don't forget, guys, tomorrow the Ranger blog will be posted by Guild Wars 2 on their official site. And on Friday and Saturday, they are doing live streams from TwitchCon. There is a huge schedule, including like some balance changes, the new launch trailer, and we're only a month away from the game. So, thanks for watching this episode, and we'll see you next week.
I'll see you later.